Hi, this is the effect we're going to make this time. It's like a ripple. In order to follow and understand this shader, you need to know about some basics. I leave the links below in the description. So first I'm going to adjust the Godot icon that I'm going to use for this shader. Also, I'm going to import my functions file. Next, we will use the rectangle function and the rotation function. Next, I create a mesh instance, a plane, a shader material, and a shader. I will call it ripple. I'll change the render mode to deep draw always to adjust the transparency. I include my functions file. I will declare the following uniform variables: the icon, the color, the number of cells, the speed of the effect, the smoothness, and finally the angle. Next, I will define the integer grid and the floating grid. I will create a mask that will drive the whole effect. It's just a rectangle, and I pass the variable smoothness. I assign it to albedo to visualize it. And here you can see the result. If I increase the smoothness, it increases the number of lines and improves the blending. That's important for the effect. Next, I'm going to animate the rectangle by modifying the x-axis of the integer grid and the modulo function to grab the time variable inside a specific range. Now, I'm going to rotate the entire grid with a uniform variable converted from degrees to radians. I can modify the angle, the smoothness, and the speed. I am just going to write a comment that this is the floating grid, and I will use it to create a pattern of squares. Using once again the rectangle function. If I put hard-coded values, you can see the result, which is static. But what I want is that the size of the squares of the grid are driven by the mask of the rectangle that I created before. This way, I get the effect of a ripple. Next, I'm going to create another mask for the emission using a pattern of squares of the same size but increased by a small value, and then I subtract the previous mask. So we see I have to subtract. And here's the result. Now I'm going to import the Godot icon, and I assign it in the variable. Next, I have to make an interpolation between the icon and the color using the emission mask. I obtain this result. And now I'm going to assign the emission mask plus the mask to the alpha channel. And I almost get the final result. I will adjust the icon again to fix the color of the corners. Finally, I assign the emission mask to the output variable. And here is the final result. And well, Godot just crashed. I don't know exactly why it happens. If you have the same problem and you can identify the cause, please submit a bug report. I recreated the shader and my comments are lost. So as I already said, we can change the angle, the number of cells. If there are too many, it doesn't look good. The smoothing, the speed, and this is the end.